And he gets to the end, the dead end where that berm is, and he smells an awful smell. They go just about 10, 15 feet off the roadway. You can't see it from the roadway because of some of the vegetation, but as soon as you get past that, there's a pile. Initially, you can't tell how many bodies are in this pile, but it is a pile of bodies. It ends up being a pile of 4 bodies. Megan Brown, Margaret Brown, laying side by side, head and feet going different ways. Greg Brown, right next to Margaret, and Nicholas Leonard's body dumped on top.
All right, folks, we're out here in Hudson, Florida. Tragedy brings me here. Quadruple homicide. Horrible. It's horrible. Right behind me is where the bodies were left to decompose. Y'all stick around, I'm gonna tell y'all the story. Here's the house right here on the corner. That's where it all happened, right there. This story starts in August the 27th, 2014 and spans to about September the 5th. It's about a 10-day long ordeal. It begins in Pennsylvania, where the Brown family's originally from. Greg Brown was retiring, and he was getting ready to move. He wanted to move his family down to Florida, and his dream was to build a dream home in the Florida Keys. But one thing he didn't account for was Adam Matos. Adam Matos came into Megan's life with a bang. They quickly found romance, and she was pregnant. They had ups and downs. They broke up. They got back together, and when it was all said and done, they were ready to move to Florida. And Adam was coming along, and they weren't in the best place in their relationship, but they figured him being the father of little Tristan, they would allow him to come and work things out and whatever. Well, the arrangement was that they had rented a house here in Hudson. He was going to be getting a job, and shortly thereafter getting his own place. That's how the story reads. There's a lot of gray area in this story. He said, she said. I believe the she said defends what the daughter was doing, and the he said defends the murderer, in my personal opinion. He quickly wore his welcome thin here in Florida. He didn't clean up after himself. He didn't do anything for himself. The mother was waiting on him hand and foot. A lot of name calling back and forth, and quickly was pretty obvious he was going to have to make a move pretty quick. And he really hadn't landed a solid job, so things were kind of mounting up. So upon moving down here, Megan got a job at their fisherman's shack just about a half mile down the road. And because of the financial strain of just everything going on, Maggie had to get Margaret, she had to get a part-time job as a convenience store clerk working night shift. Adam actually got a job working as a kitchen staff, washing dishes and basic stuff. Apparently he was kind of a troublemaker. He got into several arguments, had a lot of complaints on him. Anyways, he was quickly fired from his job. And he got to the point to where there was so much resistance in the house that Adam and Megan reportedly were sleeping in the same room but in separate beds with little Tristan there in the room with them. So like I say, up to this point, it's all he said, she said. You know, we can kind of keep it real. You know what I'm saying? This channel ain't, you know, we don't beat around the bush, okay? They was having problems, okay? They ain't no different than me and you, okay? Everybody's known somebody. They got together. They was probably, 18 years old, something young like that. I don't really know the ages, but it don't matter. If they're 22, it don't matter. She got pregnant. The parents tried to keep the family together. Man, I'm sweating so bad out here. The parents tried to keep the family together, moved the dude in the house. He was a knucklehead. This is what happened. Dude was a knucklehead. He wasn't trying to do right. He was doing whatever he had to do because he had a free place to stay. And he already had a girl, They moved to Florida. He's not staying in Pennsylvania. He's coming to Florida, right? So on the morning of August 27th, that's when everything really comes to head here. Megan gets up, texts some friends, does some things. She goes to work that evening, okay? Everything goes fine. After work, her and a friend, who I'm not going to name, goes to a party. Megan, an admission of her friends have said the same thing, was a bit of a party girl. You know, she basically, you know, Adam and her weren't really together in her mind, and her friends' mind. All of her friends were saying they weren't really together. Long story short, Megan comes home at 5:30 a.m. Okay, she goes to her room, and Adam comes to the room. They engage in an argument. A knife gets involved. She calls 911. I'm going to play that audio right here.
That's becoming 911 with the sure emergency.
7119 Hatteras Drive.
Spell the street name for me, please.
Please say that.
Ma'am, can you spell the street name for me, please?
Hatteras Drive, Hudson, Florida.
Okay, what is your name?
Andrew Brown.
Is it 77? Megan, you got to focus with me, man. Is it 7719?
You know, it's 70. Ooh, hold on a second. 7719.
Okay, tell me exactly what
We
happened.
just moved here.
Tell me exactly what happened, Megan.
My son said, I just came home, and my son said, put a knife in my throat, and I cut my hand, and I'm like bleeding everywhere, and my son's freaking out. I really don't want to do this in front of him, but he's just put a knife in his throat.
Where is he at?
He took off.
Okay, when did it occur?
I moved it just in my son's room, and my son woke up.
Okay, ma'am, he cut your hand with a knife?
Yes.
All
I'm
right.
bleeding everywhere.
Okay, that's the father of your son?
Yes. He didn't bite me. He had no shirt on. He had...
Okay, hold on, Megan. Hold on a second with me. Hold on with that. I've already got deputy dispatch for you, so give me a time delay, okay, when that happened, when he cut you with the knife.
He just did it 10 minutes ago.
Okay, 10 minutes.
Yep.
Okay, what is his name?
Matos, ADAMMATOS.
And the one piece of the story that is consistent that I will include is that during the day, Megan had correspondence with Nick Leonard, and that she had asked him to come over to the house. And I don't know that she asked him to stay or whatever, but I know she asked him to come to the house, and that he did, obviously. And so Adam's side of the story is that he went to the house and all this stuff went down. Then Maggie came home. Doesn't add up, because one of the neighbors, that he said he gets to the house at like 6:30 in the evening. It doesn't add up, because a neighbor walking heard gunshots at 11:45. So I'm going to tell you the version of the story that the investigator said is what happened. So at 11:45, Maggie comes home. We know this. There's security footage. I believe, and the investigators believe, Adam's already in the garage. He states that the side door was open, and he entered that side door of the east side of the house. I'm going to show you that door in a photo right here. And I believe he was waiting on her. She parked her van in the west side garage. And there was a hallway coming from the garage to the staircase going upstairs from the west garage. He admits that he hit her in the head with a hammer right there in that staircase at least 3 times, he says, in his court testimony. I then believe that he goes upstairs quickly, because there's probably some noise, and he goes straight to the bedroom. As he admits, Nick, Megan, and Tristan are in the bedroom together. He says he walks into the room, immediately is confronted by Megan, and then Nick comes out of the corner and attacks him. But he ends up shooting Nick. Nick falls on the bed. The bed's on the floor. There is no mattress, or there is no bed frame or anything. Tristan, I guess, leaves the room. They don't really describe that very much, the little boy. But when that happens, Megan runs out of the room with Tristan, I'm assuming, to the dad's room. Adam follows, and Nick had a pistol, okay? He took Nick's pistol and shot him with it. He chases Megan down the hallway to the dad's room. The dad is in the closet loading a gun. Adam comes around the corner, shoots the dad twice, once in the back. The second shot wasn't clear where it was. Information may be out there, but I couldn't find it for fact what happened. He then spins around and shoots Megan in the left eye. okay? After all the shooting, he goes back to the bedroom and beats Nick with the same hammer that he beat Maggie with from the basement, okay? He says he then goes and cleans up and takes Tristan to another bedroom, locks him in there, and then begins the cleanup process, okay? Megan's got a shot in the left eye. Dad's got 2 shots. Nick's been shot and beat with a hammer. Tristan's locked in a bedroom. And Adam, as he says, the victim, he's just left cleaning up the mess. Poor Adam, right? So the evening of this is all happening the evening of the 28th, okay? At around midnight. So the next day is going to be the 29th, okay? By noon, he's already got stuff from the family. He's already got some of their dogs. He's already got TVs, personal items, all kinds of stuff on Craigslist for sale. He claims he needed money to get food, but yet he ordered pizza using Maggie's credit card. I don't know what he was selling stuff for. People come to the house. He wouldn't let them in the house to view a TV. He said it was he had to bring it outside, so they just dipped out and left. They didn't want to stick around. And over the next day or two, other people had came to the house to buy other items, and later on they reported that they did smell foul odors coming from the house and things like that. So the midnight, it was actually 11:48 was the receipt time stamp. On the 29th, he takes Maggie's van to Walmart, and he purchases a shovel. Okay, he's going to bury the bodies on the I believe it was the east side of the house. Starts digging a hole, and there's a whole lot of rock in the ground around here apparently, and he gets about 1 foot, 2 feet deep, and he hits rock, and there's no more. He ain't going no further than that. So that night, he goes ahead and gets all the bodies downstairs and puts them into the van and brings them right here underneath this tree right here. I'm going to show you that a little more detailed. He backed it through there all the way beneath that pine tree. And I'm probably going to get bit by an alligator. I get back in here trying to see this. I can't get any closer than this. It's so thick I can't even see what I'm doing. But right here's where the bodies were. Right here underneath this tree, underneath the pine tree, right here. He stacked them on the side of the road right there. So between August the 31st and September the 3rd, Matos had befriended a neighbor, and he was getting rides to the bank, to the store. They went to the bar one night, left the kid at the house sleeping in the bed, and his friend had to end up dragging him out of the bar one night because he actually had offended a lady and was told to leave. So anyways, August the 4th, the grandma calls the Pasco County Sheriff's Office, and she asked for a wellness checkup on her family. You know, I think she's still in Pennsylvania. So the police come to the house and they make the gruesome discovery. In the meantime, they also discover the bodies based on the smell that's coming here from the highway. Matos decides he's going to bail house. He's going to run out the back door of the house, jump in a kayak at the neighbor's little boat dock there in the canal. He paddles him and Tristan down the canal, and they end up getting out of the canal into like a little vacant lot area. So this canal right here in front, if you follow that all the way down, that actually goes down to the back of the house at 7719. And the reports that I read, he would have came right to this bank. It's a vacant lot here on the corner. He would have came to the end of this canal. He'd have parked the canoe, kayak, whatever it was right here. He left it down here, and they came up this empty lot and walked down Bertram to the corner of Yachtsman and Bertram and called a taxi to come pick them up. And I'll show you all that corner here in a second. So this is the corner right here, folks. This is where he came. He called they came from right down here, the end of this road, up the canal like I showed you. And they came right here to this corner and called a taxi They're just 2 roads over from Hatteras, and they would have gotten their ride back into Tampa. So anyways, that cab ends up taking them to a Greyhound station in Tampa, just a few miles down the road. Upon arriving, I think they got there at about midnight, the security guy there says, hey, the first bus doesn't leave until 6 a.m. Why don't you get you a hotel over there? And he directed them to the Floridian. He ended up checking into the Floridian under his own name. Dude was a criminal. He was pretty stupid, wasn't he? The little son, he was autistic, okay? And apparently he was pretty damaged, you can imagine, he actually watched this whole event transpire. But he told the cops that, in quote, I'm quoting him here, Daddy killed mommy, you know? What a piece of garbage, man. I mean, you know, what an absolute piece of garbage. Guys like him have a place. Some people believe in the death penalty, some people don't. Come to find out that 10 out of 12 jurors voted for the death penalty for Megan, Greg, and Nick, and 11 out of 12 voted for the death penalty for Maggie because how brutally she was beaten. At the end of the day, he got 4 consecutive life sentences of premeditated first-degree murder. He'll never see daylight again, nor should he. Watching this video, you know, man, it always, these crimes always, it's the perfect family, man. I mean, literally, it's like, I literally just came from, not to compare it in any way, but I literally just came from Atlanta shooting another film. Family had everything going for them. Family had it made. And then like the blink, man, they lost everything. And to this day, and the family will never, the Brown family will never recover from this. It will not till like another generation or 2 down the road. It won't recover. Okay, you can move past it, but it still happened. It's devastating. Okay, and all the bodies in this tragedy, they're all got moved back up to Pennsylvania, I believe, where they got buried at. And Nick was actually cremated. So I send all y'all my wishes, and man, y'all are in my prayers. I prayed for y'all last night when I was doing all the notes for this video. Wish there was something positive. I'm actually going to go to the Fisherman Shack today and have lunch on the way down to Dunedin to meet a friend of mine to do another filming location. It's windy. I don't know how this mic's holding up right now. Hope it's okay. But that's the location right there, man. Wish I could do more for y'all. I wanted to do all this in front of the house if I could, and it wasn't gonna happen. I knew from the jump, since I turned on the street, it wasn't gonna happen. People were everywhere, man. And when you pull this camera out, people don't like that, you know? So, and I respect that, I get it. I'm out here on the side of the highway by myself, a lot of traffic. I've had some folks stop, you know, slow down. Everybody waved at me, everybody's nice. But people just don't want their private property filmed too much. I'm starting to see that. So anyways, I'm rambling. Thank y'all for watching the channel. I got a lot more true crime coming. I'm on a trip right now in Florida. I still got a few days left, about 4 or 5 filming locations left. Y'all take a second. It's free, it don't cost y'all anything. Please like the video. You ain't gotta share it. Just subscribe to my channel. It helps me out so much and it costs you nothing. It really helps me out a lot. We'll catch y'all on the next one, okay? See ya.